Hello, and welcome to another episode of Child Abuse Awareness with Darlene J. Clark. Be a part of the solution instead of part of the problem. Hold on a minute, I'm getting the call. I need to tell that person I'm doing a live right now. Hey, may I call you back? I'm doing a live right now.
Sure.
Okay, bye bye. Okay, sorry about that. Start off the Bible with the Bible verses. Matthew 18, verse 10. Take heed that you despise not one of these little ones, for I say unto you that in heaven their angels do always behold the face of my Father which is in heaven. Proverbs 28, verse 5. Evil men understand not judgment, but they that seek the Lord understand all things. So we're going down. Hello, everyone. Glad that you're here. Copyright disclaimer under Section 107 of the Copyright Act of 1976. Allowance is made for fair use for purposes such as criticism, comment, news reporting, scholarship, and research. Fair use is a use permitted by copyright statute that might otherwise be infringing. Nonprofit, educational, or personal use tips and balance in favor of fair use. I will say trigger warning. Some, thank you so much for coming. Appreciate you, Eric, so much. Hey, Jackie, good to see you, sis. Good to see you. Hey, our bucket Liz, good to see you too. You have a good gang in here today. This guy that we're talking about today, he is Benjamin Hollins, 50-year-old from Arizona. He faked his death, hoping that he would not be on the sex offender registry. Can you believe that? Somebody fakes their death to not be on the sex offender registry. How about not doing the crime so you don't be on the sex offender registry, right? Oh man, it's crazy. So without further ado, this man is arrested after faking death to avoid registering as a sex offender. This is published on May the 17th, 2024. Benjamin Hollins, a 50-year-old Arizona man, has been arrested for faking his death to avoid registering as a sex offender. Law enforcement officials have said his attempt to evade the law involved filing a false report of his suicide, but detectives eventually found him in Mesa, Arizona, a city not far from the state's capital of Phoenix. Holland's criminal history dates back more than 2 decades when he was first convicted as a sex offender in California. The Pinal County, I hope I pronounced that right, Sheriff's Office reported in a Facebook post announcing his arrest. By 2018, he had relocated to Arizona where he evaded sex offender registration mandates, the post said. While working as a behavioral health counselor in Arizona City, Hollins kidnapped and attempted to molest a 16-year-old client. What? He actually became a behavioral health counselor? What? Kidnapped and attempted to molest a 16-year-old client. As part of a plea deal, he received supervised probation and was required to register as a sex offender annually. Here the guy is right here. Screenshots from a Facebook video showing Benjamin Hollins' arrest and booking photo in October 2023 to avoid registering as a sex offender, law enforcement officials said but he was arrested, and we're going to get more in here into detail. In October 2023, Hollins orchestrated a plan to escape these obligations with the help of a female accomplice. A female helped him? The sheriff's office said the woman helped him file a false report by claiming she had seen Hollins take his life by jumping off the Theodore Roosevelt Lake Bridge between Gila and Maricopa counties. Despite a substantial search, no body was found, allowing his registration to lapse as he was presumed dead. But he was still able to possibly mess with other people, other kids. What we know, a lot of the resources were wasted looking for his body, which was clearly not found because he wasn't dead. Peno County Sheriff Mark Lamb said in a Facebook video. Law enforcement officials, particularly detectives from the Chandler Police Department, continue to investigate Hollins' disappearance, the sheriff said, and they discovered him living under a false identity in the Meza home. You won't believe this even more. Hollins was apprehended on May the 14th by the Peno County Regional SWAT team. Yes, SWAT got him, y'all. Woohoo! Great work by my deputies, detectives, and Chandler PD for keeping this guy accountable for his actions despite his best attempts to disappear, Lamb said in the video's captions. Hollins was living with a family that had young children and was unaware of his criminal past, the sheriff's office said. The charges against Hollins following his arrest include failure to register as a sex offender and providing false information to law enforcement. According to a video shared with Newsweek by the Peno County Sheriff's Office, a court date for Hollins had been set for May the 21st in Peno County Superior Court. Hollins is also scheduled to appear in Maricopa County Superior Court over alleged failure to appear before court hearing, which was there. This is a screenshot from a Facebook video in which Peno County Sheriff Mark Lamb details Hollins' capture. The sheriff's office said Hollins was found in Mesa, Arizona, living with a family that has young children. Views. Nice try, Benjamin. We found you. You're not dead. We're going to hold you accountable, Lynn said in the Facebook video. Social media users commenting on the video praised the work of law enforcement officials, while some expressed surprise that a repeat sex offender had received only probation. He only got probation? And I wonder how he was able to get a job, working with kids and behavioral health. Geez. Okay, so let me mute my mic so that y'all can hear the video. They say there's sadly some women help these streets. Exactly. That is disgusting, isn't it? Geez.
I was diagnosed with breast cancer in October of 2021 after a mammogram. That was life-changing, to say the least. I was a nurse at the time. I worked full-time. I was stage 2B, and because at the time, we found out it spread to my lymph nodes too. I ended up having to have a bilateral mastectomy, and then I had to undergo chemo and radiation.
Find out more on Health Break, Monday during WDAM 7 News at 6 and Tuesday during Today. Brought to you by South Central Regional Medical Center in Laurel.
One is wild. A sex offender fakes his own death to hide from us.
Pinal County Sheriff Mark Lamb roasting a convicted sex offender, lying about his living condition.
Yes, sir.
That is Benjamin Hollins, a convicted sex offender in court this week. He's no stranger to law enforcement. In 2018, the sheriff's office says the 50-year-old kidnapped and attempted to molest a 16-year-old's client while he worked as a counselor in Arizona City. A year later, he was discovered in Pinal County and has failed to register as a sex offender multiple times since. Then, last October,
he has a woman help him fake his own death. She files a police report that Benjamin jumped off the bridge at the Roosevelt Dam.
Court paperwork says law enforcement searched the area and never found Hollins, but they found a backpack and what appeared to be a suicide note from him. Once Hollins was considered dead, his sex offender registration lapsed.
A lot of resources were wasted.
Detectives investigated the woman who called 911 about jumping off the bridge, and it led them back to Benjamin. They said in the past several months he had been living with a family with children in Mesa under a fake name, calling himself Julian Jefferson. The sheriff said that family had no idea who he truly was.
Nice try, Benjamin. We found you. You're not dead. We're going to hold you accountable.
Court paperwork says the woman who made that 911 call claiming that Hollins jumped off the bridge was not identified or heard from again. As for Hollins, he is due back in court next week. Reporting live in the newsroom tonight, I'm Michael Raimondi for Arizona's Family.
What a
Hello, I'm back. I'm sorry about that. I am so glad they caught him. I hope that they end up catching the person responsible. Um, so get this out there. This Benjamin Hollins, 50-year-old Arizona sex offender, faked his death. Hope he gets a lot more time just for him doing this. So I hope and pray he didn't mess with those other kids. But we know how a sex offender is, don't we? So once they do that, they are subject to redo. So please pass this on. So this guy's picture will be out there. So if he tries to report again, we could have the report of him jumping off the bridge. Yes, they should have. They got it in the, I guess, whatever call. And I hope that they can end up pinpointing. I don't know what phone number she used or whatever. I don't know if they use his phone. Da da da. But it seems like they will be able to trace it by the cell phone number. Because usually when somebody calls in, it's got the cell phone number. Why can't they find out who this person initially was? Is what I'm thinking. And what y'all's take on that too? I hope she gets busted and hope she gets caught. If she helps somebody where they could end up reoffending constantly. And so he skipped away from California where he wouldn't have to register, moved to Arizona, and then he had to register after trying to kidnap a 16-year-old there working to try to help kids, a behavioral health center that helps kids get over to even instances of being attacked, of being, and yet he is one of the workers in charge that she is put to see that probably even the government or health insurance would help pay to see this pedophile. How sick, everyone. Did they not thoroughly check him out before they hired him? Did they not go back and see that he had extra charges against him elsewhere because he's got a long line of being a sex offender? They failed this kid. They failed all the other kids who have been a victim of this culprit. Why is he not locked under the jail for his pedophilia behavior? Well, you're going to reward and pay him for being around kids too, on top of him doing this. He's getting paid, a paid job. This is sick, everyone. Well, thank you so much. And I'll have another story a little after 1 o'clock. Please pass this on about this sicko here. And I want to know more. I want the people that hired him in that behavioral health center, I want them to have to face their repercussions of them hiring him. Why did they hire him? What avenues did they check out about his credentials? They need to be held accountable. And God bless y'all. Thank you so much.